Hey guys, happy Sunday and welcome to Crowned in Grace. Today I am joined by my husband, Andrew Ray Taylor, and he also has a YouTube channel, and I will link that down below. But today I thought we'd do something kind of fun. We've got the Book of Questions. This is a book I got back in Colorado just because it looked fun, and we did read a few when I first got it, and we enjoyed it, so we thought we would share some with you. So we're just going to open up to a random section and start answering some questions. We're gonna skip the non-appropriate ones because they're not appropriate, and you guys don't want to know that stuff anyway. And that is what I married, and that's what I love. Alrighty, so the first one: would you like to be truly brilliant, more intelligent? Oh, sorry, I can't read today. Please hold. Would you like to be truly brilliant, more intelligent than 99.9% of the population? If so, would it matter if being smart would virtually eliminate your sense of humor about things that amuse most people?
That's a long question.
It's the first one I opened to.
Okay, read it again.
Do you want to be, essentially, would you rather be more brilliant than 99.9% of the population, but doing so you would essentially lose your sense of humor?
First of all, I feel like there's already people like that on Earth. Those are socially awkward people. So there's a or and an and?
Well, if you would like, essentially, do you want to be super smart but not have a sense of humor? And that's essentially the question. It's not kind of an either or. You can be super smart or most intelligent person on the planet, but don't laugh at anything.
Well, I guess being unintelligent, dumb, but funny, I don't know if that's cute either. I don't know, that's a hard question. Well, which one would you pick?
Well, it's not an either or, but I wouldn't want to be so smart that I don't have a sense of humor, because life without a sense of humor is no fun.
Okay,
you gotta laugh at stuff. It's not you gotta be dumb but super funny. You're normal self and you laugh at things.
Okay, well then we're humor people then.
Okay.
Got over that one.
These are all pretty long. Let's go with it. This one's a little bit shorter. Would you steal money from someone wealthy if you could get away with it and thought that it was the only way to support your family?
Well, the dogs have an answer.
They do.
I probably, to support my family.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not, because I'm so logical. There's other ways of doing things. So.
Okay. I agree. I wouldn't steal from rich people just to support my family. I think that's silly. There's other ways to support yourself, like you said, but why steal from someone? Yes, you're not going to get caught from it, but you don't truly know that person's situation. They could be wealthy, but that could mean nothing, or it could mean everything.
Yeah, a few things. They could have gotten, wealthy overnight. They could have been in the same position I was in, and they could have gotten wealthy overnight. What if I got wealthy overnight? Would I want somebody to steal from me to feed their family when they could have maybe even just asked? Yeah, I would think of things like that.
I would rather ask. I wouldn't want to just do it. Let's see here. I did not pre-read these, so there's no bias. I'm just going to go through and we're going to read some. What do you feel more often, gratitude or envy? What are you most grateful for?
Well, you already know.
I already know the answer to this one, yeah.
Okay, well, then what's my answer then?
Your answer is gratitude. One of our big things this year has just been gratitude and being grateful for what we have and for what God has provided us and where we are in our lives. Even though it's been hard, we are here and we're very grateful for everything we have. But I am most grateful for this silly man sitting next to me. And my puppies who are on the floor wrestling and growling, which I'm sure y'all can hear because they're being cute. So there's a follow-up question. Don't sigh at the follow-up question.
Okay.
How frequently do you express gratitude about your life?
I actually do that every single day, and the reason why it's important to do to express gratitude every day is because if I were to die like this evening, or if I were to die tonight, I want to know that the very last thing that I did was I thanked the Lord, or I thanked God for something, or I felt grateful for something that I just that I went through that day or that last week.
That's good. That's
What,
good.
follow yourself up.
Follow myself up. I try to express gratitude daily because we never know when it's going to change. We never know when our last minute, our last second is going to be on this earth. Not to be in a doom and gloom kind of way, but it's always better to be grateful. It's always, your day goes better when you're grateful for things, as opposed to when you're ungrateful and envious and just not happy. Day goes by a lot faster when you're happy. If you were locked in a time machine set on a single one-way trip to the past or future and had 10 minutes to dial in the time and place, when and where would you go? And there's follow-ups. So when and where would you go? I guess I can ask the follow-ups. So why? And what if it were to be a round trip that would include any family and friends you wanted to bring along and safely return everyone in a week?
I just got up from a nap. And just I'm kind of still just waking up.
Well,
so
get the thinker.
You're gonna have to dumb this down. Okay. The first question was what?
If you were locked in a time machine, could only go.
I'm glad you can paraphrase, by the way. Go ahead.
One-way time machine. You have 10 minutes to decide where you're gonna go, and you can't come back. Where would you go and why?
Well, of course, I would try and meet Jesus. But seriously, I would really will, because I really want to know what kind of man that was. Like, I want to know what kind of person he was. Other than being perfect and everything, I want to know how he spoke. I want to know, how he walked. Did he walk with a crip walk? Did he walk, kind of limping a little bit? Did he walk upright? Did he walk, with a pep in his step? I want to know how he walked. I want to know how he talked. Did he have a certain kind of accent? Things like that. And then what was the other question?
So what if it was to be a round trip and you could bring anyone with you and you would be safely returned to your normal life in a week?
I don't think Jesus would come back with me. He would say, thou hast...
round trip from today, so you could take me and puppies. Where would you go?
Oh, okay. I probably would... I don't know.
You just want to go by yourself and go see Jesus? You don't want to take us anywhere with you?
That would be nice, but, I don't know. What about you?
I don't, just for the sake of being different, I don't want to say the same thing, but I think meeting Jesus would be awesome. If it was a single trip where I had to go back and live my life in a different time, I would probably just go back to maybe 85 to enjoy a little bit more of the 90s. Because the 90s were great, and I was born at the cusp of the 90s, so I'd like to actually have some 90s. And then I'd just be a little bit older than I am now when I got here. And I could snatch you up a little bit earlier because, you're like older women. I'm only 1 year older than you now. I could be like 6 years older than you.
Yeah, I'm about to turn 29 February 5th. So, cash at me. No, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if I would want to go. I don't know if I would want to live through the bottom of the 80s, early 90s. I don't know if I would want to do that again. There was so much that was not progressive, But anyway.
And if I could take you and my puppies with me.
Oh, you just didn't answer that question. Okay, go ahead.
I did. I said your friends and family.
Okay, go ahead.
You are my family and my doggies are my family. So, yeah. So, if I could take my doggies and family on a round trip, I would go back to Victorian London and just experience that. I understand there was not great hygiene and all that kind of stuff.
There's not great hygiene now.
True, but
go ahead.
I think it'd be really neat. I'm obsessed with London. I love everything about England. As you can see, I've got my England posters behind me. I've got England everywhere in my living room. So I would go to Victorian England and just spend a week there and enjoy the sights and whatnot, and come back safely and take a shower.
You gonna force us to come with you?
Take a long shower when we get back. Oh, let's not do that one. That's political. Let's not do that one either. Oh, that was not inappropriate. I thought it was at first. So, would you want to spend a week as someone of the opposite sex? Someone very old, very beautiful, very ugly, severely handicapped? If so, which one would most intrigue you?
Absolutely. I would love to spend a week in the opposite sex's body. Oh, I would be glamorous, darling. Glamorous. Wear different kind of dresses and things like that. Just that, that particular week would have to not be Shark Week.
It's gonna be Shark Week.
And I'm glad that
I'm adding a caveat.
That's not in the book.
I don't care. I'm adding that. It would be Shark Week.
It would not be Shark Week in there. And I can't be glamorous if I'm on Shark Week.
Oh, yes,
I have
you
to be...
can.
No.
I know.
And I would experience what everybody, what women are experiencing and, how they feel. More drawn to the emotional side of things, and yeah.
You would just want to be a woman, you wouldn't want to be any of the other ones?
Huh?
Ugly or handicapped or anything?
I feel as though women already go through a lot. And you want me to pick a handicapped.
Okay.
With this.
Okay. I think it'd be neat to spend a week as someone who's old and retired.
Oh, okay. Well, you're going that route. Okay.
What route did you think I was going to go?
Well, pick your gender. Pick what kind of life you would live. And then you're throwing in add a handicap.
Well,
and you're saying...
or severely handicapped. So I'm just asking if you would do anything else besides just being the opposite sex and be glamorous.
Okay.
So yeah, I would pick being old because... the doggies are moving the chair that's clipped too. Because I think it'd be really neat to experience retirement. Maybe not the aches and pains, but just kind of see what old people go through. Because a lot of people, they don't respect their elders, and they don't understand. And I think it'd be really cool to understand and be an old person for a week. I could yell at people from my lawn saying, "Get off my lawn!" Just for the fun of it.
Okay, so I'm gonna add a caveat then. If you want to be an old person, you want to start you want to be on a week. All right, so Monday you're gonna be an old person. Tuesday you're gonna break your hip, and then we're gonna see how you continue to like that.
And then I will continue to yell at people to get off my lawn. I'll buy a megaphone. Yes. Why are we being grouchy?
That was Chloe.
Why are you being grouchy?
She's probably being in her space.
But yes, I would get a megaphone. I'd yell at people with a megaphone, "Get off my lawn!" from my chair.
And then I would keep being on your lawn as a woman. I would
I would call the police and file a nuisance lawsuit against you.
I would keep knocking on your door with my Shark Week self.
Trespassing, sir. If all online instructions and web browsing had to be under your real name and would be recorded and archived, how would it alter your use of the internet and the way you communicate with people?
Pick another one.
That is a very weird question because we don't use fake names. Would you... nope, I didn't do that one either. Sorry, there's some inappropriate ones I'm skipping.
Well, just close it and then just open it.
Okay. If you were sentenced to hear one of the following all morning, every morning for the next year, which would be the worst? A baby crying, someone screaming, someone cursing drunkenly, or the song "It's a Small World" played over and over and over again.
Well, we can I don't think anybody wants to hear a baby cry. We can ex-nay that already, first of all. The second thing is... What is it?
Oh. Someone screaming.
No. Or what was that?
Someone cursing drunkenly.
Someone cursing, that would be very humorous, you know, about the kind of curse words that are coming out of their mouth. If they're doing it drunkenly, they're going to make up new curse words. As long as they're not hurting anyone, that would be very humorous, you know?
Or It's a Small World, over and over and over.
No.
You want to go with the drunken cursing?
Yeah.
I would have to agree with you because it can be very humorous depending on the type of... I guess it depends on the type of drunk that the person is. If they're a funny drunk, definitely. If they're an angry drunk, maybe not, because that would maybe just be very abusive coming out of their mouths, but...
No. Maybe they'd be more cursing at people than, yeah.
Yeah. So, I would still go with the drunken. We've already done that one, which is questioned differently. Would you rather die peacefully among friends at age 50 or painfully and alone at age 80?
One more time.
Die peacefully among friends at 50 or painfully and alone at 80? I'm going to say 50 because it's better to be with friends and people that you love, and it's, in my opinion, it's better to die in peace than to die alone and grumpy and grouchy and bitter and painfully at age 80. What's the point of living into 80 if you're alone and in pain?
But you just were talking about, get off my lawn! That's what's going to get you to that 80 point.
Well.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The 50 seems, you know, peaceful and everything, but at age 80, I can say anything I want, you know, and then just die.
But it's painful death.
Oh, it's a painful death.
Like,
well, are my friends around?
No, you're alone and painful. Or in pain. So, like, getting smushed by a semi, for example. Or being eaten alive by acid. Sounds very painful. Or being burned alive. Very painful as well.
Do you want to write your own book about just these imaginary things that are harmful?
I'm just giving you examples. You have half a face. Get closer.
I'll die at age 80. I can take it on.
Painfully and alone at 80.
The torment. Oh, that'll be easy.
Torture? I can handle torture. Well, this one's gonna go deep. This is a deep question.
Last one.
When has your life changed dramatically as the result of some seemingly random influence or occurrence?
When has your life changed dramatically? See, all of these words all at once is just a lot.
You need some coffee?
No.
I didn't make any, but you said there was a lot of words.
You answer that first.
Something seemingly random or occurrence. I would say moving here, because we were just watching a whole bunch of different sermons and we felt drawn here, and at the time it kind of felt kind of random or an occurrence, but my life has changed dramatically since being here. Being away from family, being in a new state, new culture, new everything. So for me, I would say that my life has changed dramatically since we've been here. I haven't even been here a full year yet. So there's going to be more changes to come, like my haircut being on Friday. Or no, Wednesday. My haircut on Wednesday. I'm super excited.
Much sooner.
Yes.
I think something that changed drastically or suddenly or whatnot. I think that would be I think it would be when I moved into foster care. And I think that just experiencing all of that because I wouldn't have the mindset that I have now. I wouldn't be here, you know, if I didn't go through that process of going through foster care and group homes and foster homes, that I think that drastically changed me because I was in a different setting for the most part, quite a bit of times, and all of it I've taken a little piece with me every single time that I moved. So.
Well, there's also a follow-up question.
Oh Lord.
Do you think that living as if you control your own destiny is a good idea, and do you live that way? No, because I don't control my own destiny. I have free will and I make my own choices, but I do believe that God has set before me a path, and it's my choice to follow that path or not. But I don't think that living as if I control my own destiny is a good idea at all.
Awesomely said. I don't want to control my own destiny, because if I could, then I would never really go on a journey or an adventure. It would never be an adventure. I would never learn new things. If I'm controlling my destiny, if we could all control our destiny, we pretty much would fulfill everything that we would want to fulfill, and we would probably die empty lives. Or die empty deaths, but live empty lives.
That's good.
But yeah.
Well, anyway, on that note, thank you for watching, and please like, share, comment, subscribe. Again, I'll post his channel down in the description below. And if you are interested, it is the Book of Questions by Gregory Scott, PhD. It was only $10 at Barnes & Noble when we got it, so there's a lot of questions in here, like almost 300, so it's really fun. I'm going to go do some more segments of these. If you guys enjoyed it, I know I enjoyed it. It was fun. So, thank you, and see you next time. Ah!